When your strikers are struggling to score, and when your midfield's passing ability has diminished, you rely on your defence to see you through. Yes, we know how that's going to work here at Elgin. Let's go and kick some balls. Hello and welcome back to Elgin City here in bonny Scotland. And in League One we have had a very, very good season, having recently been promoted, but the last 5 games have somewhat let us down. Although we still have finished in second place, which is a lot better than we were predicted to do. And we have done extremely well. We have finished 5 points behind Partick Thistle, but the run-in at the end of the season was not pretty and morale was starting to plummet. We did, however, play in one game where there are 2 candidates for the goal of the season, and that was in our game against FC Edinburgh. So let's go and see what that fuss is about. Let's go to Match of the Month. And so, what that means in terms of performance on the pitch since you were last here. When you were last here, you saw us beating Kelty Hearts by 4-1, a thrilling game we won quite easily. And then we continued with our winning form by beating Edinburgh away by 3-1 in the game that you have just seen. But then it all went wrong. And against East Fife, who were bottom of the league at the time, we only managed a 1-1 home draw. And then against Alloa Athletic, another team from the lower reaches of the league, they beat us by 2-0 inexplicably. We were starting to lose our way in terms of our passing. We had lost our way in terms of scoring goals, and we were looking like a very, very poor team at this point in time. And then against Cove Rangers, we managed to do a little better. They are a good team, and we had a 2-2 draw before finally we beat Partick Thistle on the last day of the season to restore some faith and to restore a little bit of morale. And all that had meant that we finished second in the league, 5 points behind Partick, and that had set us up with a semi-final in the playoffs against Falkirk over 2 legs, the first of which was away from home. So let's see what happened in the first leg. And so today we will be playing the second leg against Falkirk. We are at home, but we are a goal behind, and our form is absolutely desperate at the moment. And in terms of the squad itself, we have had to cull a number of players. We have let Owen Cairns go. He will leave at the end of his contract in June, as well as Brian Cameron. He will leave at the end of his contract in June. Falkirk Broadfoot is on the way out of the door as well as Archie Thomas. He is finally going to be leaving us, and Joey Dawson, of course, will not be renewing his loan no matter how hard we've tried. That is not going to happen. And Joe Spencer will also be going back. He never actually did anything spectacular here at Elgin, and so he'll be going back when his loan finishes in June. And so what that means in terms of the squad planner is we are in a desperate state. And up front, I think that we'll probably just go with the 4 that we have, give them another season, see what they can do, and hopefully that 1 or 2 of them will step up to the plate. I'm looking at Fadahunsi and Harvey Henderson in particular. We are desperately short in attacking midfield, with really only Seb Ross capable of playing in that role, and in midfield we're very, very short as well, only Blair Alston being of any particular use at all to me, and in defensive midfield only Ronan Hughes, who's not the greatest of players, can play there. But it's in defence where we really are suffering, and at left back we currently only have 2 players who are capable of playing there, and Rhys Thomas is not really performing to the standard that I wanted him to perform. At centre back we have only 2 options, neither of them are particularly good, and then at right back we just have 1 who can play at right back, and we are in a bit of a state. We only have 17 players left as we will go into June in this coming season. And as you know, the problem has been with the board refusing to pay more than £130 to £150 a week in wages. So I have a plan to counteract that, and we have made offers for 3 very good players. Max Ram is a centre-back, and he certainly looks a lot better than any of the options that we have so far, so we're hopeful that we can bring him in. And then we've made an offer which has been accepted for Tommy Robson, who is a 28-year-old fullback, and he's a very, very good player, and I'm sure that he's going to do a much better job than anyone else that we've played on the left-hand side at fullback. And then the final offer that we've made is for Darren Leon, who is a ball-winning midfielder, and something we need to address in terms of winning second balls. We don't win too many of those, and hopefully he will address that and we can win some possession now in midfield, and he looks like a really, really good player to me for this level. So the plan that we have is when we come to negotiate their contracts, what we're going to do is offer them very big pay rises should we get promotion, or maybe we'll offer them a very nice tasty pay rise for the coming season. So we're going to try and fool the board a little bit, like try and get them to accept the wages that the board will offer, but should they enable us to perform very well, then we will offer them very big pay increases in the next season. Stick around, because we might do one of those after the game against Falkirk, and we'll find out if this little ploy that we are planning will fool the board and we can make some really decent signings. But for now, it's time to go to the game against Falkirk. In my mind, being at home and only 2-1 down, we are possibly favourites to win it. If we do win it, what we will do is come back tomorrow and we'll play the final, which will probably be against Queen's Park from what I can gather, and we'll play that in extended highlights and we'll just focus on the game, and that'll be a special bonus as we come back for the final. If we don't win today, then we will just come back on Monday as normal and we'll update you on the transfer window and play the first game as normal in that Scottish League Cup. And so for now, let's focus on the game against Falkirk. Let's go and kick some balls. And so the team for today is Hoban in goal, with Cairns, McCarty, Anderson and Thomas at the back, Hughes, Cameron, Ross and Notley in midfield, with Hester and Fadahunsi up front. It is a very much rotated team because we have not reacted very, very well following the first leg 3 days ago, and most of our first team players are very, very tired, whereas Falkirk seem to have adjusted quite well. We haven't done any training, and I don't know what that's about, and I'm expecting these boys to take... And why is Ronan Hughes a bit depressed? I think possibly because I clicked the wrong button there, which is unfortunate, but maybe that will fire him up. And at the moment, we are fairly okay. It's knock for knock. We've had the better of the game a little bit, and we've created both the chances that have happened at the moment. So maybe, just maybe, we are going to pull this goal back. But Falkirk are coming back into the game, and we can see that they are starting to dominate the game now. And although it is neck and neck in terms of chances created, let's keep this going. We're playing in a cautious, low block. And if the boys in the back can have a decent game today, then we could get something out of this game. We've done very, very well against Falkirk. We've had one draw and two defeats, I think it is, with one victory. And so we've done very, very well against Falkirk, who are a much better team than we are. And as we come up to half-time, it's still level, it's still goalless. And this reserve team is doing very, very well. Falkirk look in good shape still, and they are dominating the game. But we're doing fairly, fairly well. And I can't be too unhappy. The pundits may not believe in you. And keep going. You have the ability. You weren't that bad. Come on, guys. You know we just need this one goal. If we can get this one goal, then we will be back in the game. And here is Anderson. Anderson's looking long, and that's gone nowhere. It's fairly aimless. And here is Hogarth. Hogarth is looking to find his defenders, and they are looking to play out of the back. And there's a long ball over the top as well, a long diagonal. It does find its target. And he didn't close him down there, needed to. And that's why we've gone a goal behind. That was very poor defending by Cairns. Cairns, who is going to be leaving at the end of his contract. He just stood off him and could have taken the ball. But unfortunately, we've gone a goal behind. And I need to shout at Cairns. He just stood off him. And once he did that, space opened up and we have gone a goal behind. And probably deservedly so. It looks like Falkirk are dominating the game now. And I think that our attack, as usual, are having poor games. All three people who I need to be dynamic up front are having dreadful games. I think it's time to go and make some changes. And so we have made a few changes, and we've gone with a more positive approach. We've put the side into the diamond formation to see if we can do anything. And here comes McCarty. McCarty looking long, and here is a chance, and we have scored. And Joey Dawson, who has just come onto the pitch, he has made it 1-1. We're back in the game. Can we sustain this? I'm looking at Cairns, who's having a really poor game. And I'm looking at the two central defenders, and they're also not playing very well. But if Dawson can find his form again, just like that, then we could even rescue this game. It's 1-1 at the moment, and we do have the ball again. And here is Hoban. Hoban finds Cairns. Cairns, he needs to look for support. Don't do anything silly. And there's a long ball forward, and we have won that, and we've picked up the loose ball in midfield. Here's Archie Thomas. Notley finds McCarty. McCarty's looking for Dawson. Can Dawson get onto the scoreboard? Can he get a cross in? He's looking for Hughes. Hughes with the header. It comes back out to Dawson. Dawson finds Cairns. It's into the centre, and Falkirk have cleared it up. It is at the moment 1-1. We're back in the game. Falkirk are clearly the better side, and they are driving down the right, and we need to stop this. And there's a cross that goes massively wide of the post and doesn't find its target. What a good run that was by the fullback from Falkirk. Cairns' performance has picked up a little bit, and so has McCarty. McCarty's having a decent game, and so far this team of reserves is actually holding its own here. It's Elgin City 1, Falkirk 1. Falkirk have a free kick though, and it's time to win the ball back. We need to win this ball back in midfield, and that's what we haven't been doing of late. Here is a chance for Falkirk, and he's made it 2-1. What a terrible, terrible blunder at the centre of our defence again. I was looking at the centre of defence. What a terrible, terrible header. And we really must do something. about this defense, and looking at the squad planner anyway, we've only got a handful of players, I think 5 players left in the defense, and I don't think any one of those are going to be getting much first team football. I need to make a substitution. Who's having the worst of the games here? And it looks like Anderson, and maybe we will take off Seb Ross. He looks very, very tired. Bring on Critchley, and we'll just try and get to the end of this game now without any more damage. It's Elgin City 1, Falkirk 2, but it is Falkirk with the ball. And we did try. We went more positive. We tried to take the game to them. It didn't work. But this team can feel proud of what they've done this season, especially given that we cannot defend at all. The forwards have been outstanding, have kept us in the running. And there's another chance for Falkirk, but it's headed over the crossbar. Let's just keep it at 2-1, boys. Let's not embarrass ourselves. Let's not let another one in. And there's a long ball over the top, but it's easily defended by Falkirk. I wish we had a defence like they have. But we have finally won a ball in midfield. And Dingwell, though, has lost it in midfield. And it goes back to Falkirk. And they are playing the ball around very nicely. They're a very nice passing team. We've done well against them this season, despite the fact that they probably are the best passing team in the league. And we've had a very, very good season against them. We have picked up the loose ball, and it's back to Hoban. Hoban's looking for Broadfoot. Broadfoot finds Cairns, and Cairns' header is aimless. And here come Falkirk again. Please just hold on. 2-1 I will accept, but 3-1 or 4-1 will be painful. And here come Falcon again, and Hoban has managed to hold on to that. It is going to be not our day, and in a way that is a good thing that we have not, and I'm going to say I'm proud of your efforts. It was the reserve team, and we can't have done any more than we did. I think all the boys did very, very well to do what they've done this season. And as we have come to the end of the season, it has not been the greatest end of the season, and we need to work on that for next season. But now I want to just move on a little bit and try to see if we can't sign one of these players with our new method that we are going to try. And we can see that the 3 players have appeared in the inbox. Robson is expecting wages of 325 to 450, but however, Ram, the central defender, has decided that he's not even interested in negotiating because he's said that we don't have the financial clout for him. And Leon is very interested in negotiating terms. He's looking for around £300 to £400. It will be slightly more than that, I think. So let's see what we can do. Let's go and start these negotiations, and I'm going to take that out because we don't need to worry too much about that. And he's accepted being an important player. He would be a very important player. Now, as you can see, he wants £325 per week, and the board are not willing to pay it. They're only willing to pay 300. So what I'm going to do is try and be a little bit sneaky and offer him a 40%, and he has accepted that. So if he helps us to get promoted, then we can offer him a little bit more money, and we've sneaked one over on the board there. Let's try it again with Robson. We'll start negotiations with Robson, also going to be an important player there at left back, and we'll negotiate the contract. He wants £375. We can only offer 300, so we'll start with a 40% increase. He hasn't accepted that. We'll give him 50% increase, the top margin, and he hasn't accepted it. Is there anything else I can actually do here? Let's up his appearance fees to 100, clean sheet bonus to 75, and unused substitute fee to is there anything we can do? Yes, we have managed to sign him. So we have made 2 signings out of the 3, and hopefully they will be useful signings for us, and especially the first one, because we managed to fool the board there, and they will have to give him a very big pay rise if we are promoted. I doubt whether we will be, but it's a way of signing the players. And that's it for this video. If you are new to the channel, then why not subscribe, watch, like and comment, help the channel to grow, help us to support all that good stuff that you can see scrolling above. And from a very, very proud, shall we say, Elgin City here, we haven't done very well over the last month or so, but over the season, it's been a very good season. And all that remains to do now is to bid you all farewell, stay safe, and we will see you on Monday for the new update after the transfer window.